Oh dear indeed. This Renault Clio here has been in the yard for some time. It's still here and it remains exactly the same as what it did when I first brought it here. I've advertised it as spares, not a complete car, and for some reason nothing's sold on it. That surprises me just a little bit. That's going to be a new VIP area. Of course, what I mean by VIP is VIC. Gonna run over my bucket. Well, I'm having to use this again, so I may as well put the old eBay link in for this particular item because I've used it a few times now. There you see, another shift around, making space over there so that car can go over there. I thought I got myself a great big scratch on Nigel's bumper then, but it's just a reflection. Just having a break from the rather carnival activities to have a cup of tea and let my phone charge. I was going to take the engine out of the Clio over there, but actually it's not a very nice place to do it. So I'm going to bring it in here, into the Nigel lockup. But that presents two small problems. But two small problems that I'm not really overly concerned by. The first is there's not enough space, but there soon will be in just a minute. And the second is that there is actually a car parked in the way, just there. And although it will go through that gap, will I actually be able to clear the post? Or will I end up knocking a mirror off or something? Well, let's find out. It has been my intention for a while now to have a car in the yard that I simply don't care about, like this, where I can just have some stupid fun with it. You know, man fun, that kind of irresponsible, silly behaviour that isn't clever or hard. And this poor little Renault Clio sadly has nothing going for it now. So it would be an excellent candidate for driving around the yard in an irresponsible and childish manner. There's a skip over there, I can't damage the skip, but would it be fun to crash into it? Well, it might be. But then again, I could just give it a more dignified ending. As I drove it into the lockup then, I wasn't concerned about this. There, that post. Oh, it's got a nice ring to that. Because this gap's quite wide, but once you've got a car over there, especially a long car like an 800, it's a bit of a tight gap. But I still managed to get it in without scraping it, and I'm not sure that's a disappointment or an achievement. The thing is, I still have this car up as spares, or no, not spares repair. I still have this car for sale as parts, so any of those parts could suddenly be designed by somebody, and then if I've just broken the rear bumper, then that's not much good, is it? But what are the chances of that happening now? Very, very slim. But that's what we call sod's law, isn't it? And it's... oh, I'll tell you what I should do. Well, this car would be perfect for some of that stunt parking. Using those old water tubs, try and handbrake into a parking space. Yeah, because it doesn't matter too much if it gets knocked. But I need to just get rid of it. One thing you should always look for is coins, because it's pointless leaving them in the car when you chuck it away. There's 30 pence there. There's 80 pence. What's that one? Oh, it's an old pound coin, that's not much use. Ideally, I would like to have this engine taken away from this car by the end of the day, and it's currently nearly 1 o'clock, and I've got to go out again in, well, less than 2 hours. Can it be done? Can it? And will my dinner take me too long? One thing I certainly won't be doing here is taking any particular great care with it. Look, that bumper's cracked anyway. That's cracked. Everything's going to be... My goodness, look at that for build quality. People say Rovers are bad. So far, I've not even used any tools because this there is a no, there we go. Don't need one. No, don't need one. Don't need any tools at all by the looks of it. That's amazing. Right, I very much doubt anything else is going to come off without any tools, but let's get cracking. There can be no doubt that this is really a dead car, although it still starts and drives. Let's have a look at some of the things wrong with the cord showing there. That's a problem. Same on that as well. So it would seem this car's not been driving in a straight line for quite a while. Oh gosh. Ah, that's what it is. I reckon that's knackered. So the question is, do I do this the proper way, or just get the grinder out? Because I'm not really going into any great detail about taking this engine out of this Renault, because my assumption is that nobody's going to be that interested, me included, I'm getting more work done because I'm not videoing. And now at 20 to 3, well, it's still in the car, but with a bit of a yank and a couple of more bolts undone, it's probably going to come out. I'm back at work, so let me show you the progress, because I am quite keen to get this job over and done with. Well, there's the engine. All the engine mounts are off, top and bottom. There's a couple of bits like this still to come off, but it's not going to matter if they break. And the exhaust is still attached, and the drive shafts. The last time I messed about with a Clio drive shaft, it just popped out of the gearbox, and I'm assuming that maybe this one will do the same. And if not, I'll just cut through it, because I don't think anyone's going to want one. I wanted this engine out so I can carry on with something different tomorrow. That means I've got to get the crane. But yeah, I'm not going to get through that gap, am I? And I can't move that car, and that's not mine. Well, look, I managed to get the crane through that gap anyway, because I forgot, of course, that's quite high up on the front. And still not further with it. 6:45, no, 5:45. I wanted to be finished and having this rolled out tomorrow, but the exhaust is proving difficult to get to, and also the nothing. No, that's just it. I'm going to have to cut through the drive shafts by the look of it, or I could try something a bit. I'm going to try simply dropping the jack and see whether the weight of the car, the weight of the car will just pull the drive shafts out, at least one of them. Perhaps I should move the car back a little bit as well. It's got a good couple of feet there. It could move and give me a bit more space around the front. Well, that didn't work for two reasons. One is that the crane banged into the tripod and nearly knocked my phone off, and the other was I didn't even start record. So let's try again. The trouble is, I'm not trying to do this properly, I'm just trying to yank it out. If this was a Rover, I'd have just dropped the whole subframe, taken it out properly and kept all the bits. But it's not, which is probably why you switched this video off 2 minutes in. I'm going to admit to not having a particularly good day at this. And now, I've got We're Gonna Make You a Star going around in my head. You know, the David Essex song. I used to like that when I was about 6, but now I don't. Have you ever noticed that if you're going to have an earworm, it's always going to be of something that you don't like? Unless you make up your own chins like I do. Eat, then go home. I don't think there's a video there somehow. Needs a bit more. So I shall finish the job off tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be all rather exciting. Removing engines is a horrible grotty job actually. And no doubt some of my more experienced viewers will be looking at this and thinking, why not just unbolt it from the gearbox?
We're doing a go. We're doing a go.
Hello, 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 hello. Yes, I'm back. I'm back with the engine jobby on this. This time I've only got 2 hours. Might be less. Yeah, so the plan is to bung the ramps down there and drive the car up the ramps so I can get to the drive shafts nice and easily. Yeah, ramps just put down, I haven't exactly measured them, and then the battery put back in place, which as you can see is not secure. All of the engine mounts are off, which means you could very easily just pop the drive shafts out while driving it, and that would save me the hassle, but we'll see. I got it. Well, as you can see, that didn't go too well. So now I'm going to have to drag the car up the ramps with the truck, just so I can get it into that position where it can finally be rid of its engine. Oh. Yeah, that'll do. Finally out, and I forgot to record the pulling out. That's typical of me. Easy. Fob's not working.